Hey folks, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to use the Budget by Paycheck workbook and finalize March. It'll also be the weekly check-in, so I'll just kind of go over what's been happening. So let's grab our glasses and get right to it. All right, before we go in, I'm just going to review, I think maybe it'll either be at the start of the month or the end of the month. I'll do like a recap of like what my goals are. But I think I'll save that for the beginning of the months. And what I'll do is I'll start off first with the breakdown of the spending for March, uh, because this will be the closeout as well as a weekly check-in. Things looked fine. I didn't have any savings used, and I didn't have as much like other income, but that's going to fluctuate, every single month. Rachel is finished paying off what she wants to pay towards the house, so it'll probably be closer to 300, $200 or $300 a month from her for expenses for the household. Everything looked pretty good. Of course, I did have some healthcare issues which I had to cover, and I've adjusted my budgeted amount that I'll be spending on healthcare as best I could to account for the changes. Same thing with entertainment. I have adjusted things a little bit, but it didn't really change the numbers much. Everything else looks pretty solid. The other miscellaneous part of this was recovered here. Rachel just reimbursed me for some things that I purchased for the boys while she was in South Africa. One of the things I wanted to point out, and part of this channel is my prep for retirement. And I was hoping, 2 to 5 years, but the way that the stock market is going right now is pretty rough. And I'm sharing this because, a lot of you are probably dealing with the same thing. If you have any retirement balances or you're looking at your net worth, it's not looking good right now. So I just wanted to share, since January, how much, and I'm still contributing. I'm contributing uh, over $1,000 a month towards retirement, and you can see my retirement balance is just going down every single month by a lot of money. So, the upside of the stock market going down is if you're still purchasing, you're purchasing at a lower cost, right? And eventually you hope to recover those costs. But for right now, man, if I were retired, I'd be sweating bullets because the amount of money that I've lost since, in just 2 or 3 months is just drastic. It's not like what we all lost quite a few years ago during the recession, but it's looking rough. So I'm reasonably certain that the 2 year mark is not going to be, it's just not going to be there, and that's okay. But I'll adjust. Hopefully this won't be a trend and it won't just completely tank. But I'm going to continue to contribute. I'm not pulling my funds out. I think that's, stock markets fluctuate. This is what it does. So I'm just going to sit tight with it and let it ride through whatever storm we go through. And whatever happens on the other side, we'll make it through, and we'll just have to adjust and figure out how to move forward. So that's what that's looking like. I just wanted to be transparent about the struggles because I'm sure that those of you who are, around my age, which I am now 60, yay, are probably struggling with this as well. And if you're retired, I I feel for you, man. I do. Um, so yeah, again, the month went pretty well. I didn't have anything unexpected. I think things are finally starting to settle into a rhythm with respect to paying off that debt that I incurred for the basement project, and figuring out what I'm actually spending on things. So I think that is a good thing. I think as time progresses, I will get more and more comfortable knowing where my money is going and how much I really need to live. So let's go ahead and go on into today. And this is just the closeout for the month. I listed the income and any other extra income I got for, typically it's from my daughter. And just as a reminder, I do disclose my income because I work for a state entity, a university, and my salary is public knowledge. So I don't mind sharing this with you all because if you know who I am, you can go look it up anyway. I went ahead and moved that gas. I think we talked about this last time. It is posting on, it actually has posted, it's just not completed. It just says it's pending. But I moved that to the next paycheck, um, which will be March 31st. So that'll be showing up in April during that whole payment cycle. What's new are the season tickets, which will run through October. The everything else is pretty much the same. I did reduce the Netflix and we have ads now, which, that $10 is $10 that I can put towards the debt or, something else that I want to spend on. Everything else went kind of as expected. One thing, and let me tell you, so you think in terms of customer service and how well a company reacts when you ask for money back. And let me tell you, Canva, it was incredible what happened. So I've been testing out different things for the, like the artwork that you have when you post a video. And I've seen some YouTubers use Canva, and I thought I would give it a try. I went out and looked at it, and I didn't like it as much as I liked Placeit, which I had been using. And what I didn't realize when I went in and tried Canva was that it was a 1 month free trial. And I remember giving them my credit card information, but I don't remember saying that I wanted to subscribe. But I guess it was just this automated thing. I should have really known better, right? We've done this before and we know that they're going to want to try and get our money. Um, but I didn't receive a notice. I just got the bill and it posted through, I use PayPal for all of those types of things. Um, and it posted through, and I emailed them yesterday, and the email bounced. But I got the email from PayPal. So I said, okay, well, let me go to Canva's website and send them a quick little, because they've got the boxes there. That you can go in and type in what the problem is. And I requested the refund. Within 4 minutes, I got an email that says we've processed your refund. I went and checked my checking account, and doggone if that $120 was not in my checking account already, or at least it was posting. So Canva, I just can't say enough about how quickly they processed and how well they handled that. And they said, as a courtesy, we will go ahead and refund you. So I just want to give a huge shout out to Canva for their understanding that I'm scatterbrained. So anyway, I do have this, but I will have a plus 120 next um, in April because it's already showing up as coming in, and they said it should clear by the second. I put that $500 for those of you who may not know. I have a rental for the beach, and April 25th or 26th or something like that, I have $2,000 due. So I've been putting extra into that travel fund so that I have those funds and am ready to pay that $2,000 at the end of April. I put $100 into healthcare because I've got a optometrist appointment on Tuesday and I need some money for glasses. And then of course I've got birthdays here, so I just I went ahead and put $75 into a seeking funds, which I'll be pulling out right away because I did order the gift that my son wanted. And I'll pull that out when I'm ready to pay the credit card bill, which I put it on credit. It was only like 80 some dollars, but I'll just transfer that over when I make that payment. um, I did. This was the amount, 448.04 was the amount that I actually charged on the card for the whole month. And I did put some in earlier in the month, but I just wanted to have this separately to show that I paid for the things that were charged. So nothing new is added to the charge card. It's all just old debt. And then I added an additional $700, which I think it just is slowly whittling that away. I'm not um, I'm not ignoring it, but I'm also trying to keep in mind that if I don't do some of these other things, then the debt will grow, and I'm trying to avoid that. So I'll show you the balance here in just a minute on this. It's getting down and I'm super happy about that. I'm just going to forward 98.97 because I know that the beginning of the month is lean with respect to how much is left over. So I wanted to kind of just carry that over. Again, I'm giving it an assignment. I'm going to carry it over because I knew I kind of needed it for the beginning of April. Here are my um, sinking funds balances. For those of you who may not know, this is how I track my sinking fund balances. So for example, I just keep these check registers. Sorry, I had that out of frame. And then I just add in, when I deposit and, when I'll show you in the April setup what I'm going to do with this. But this is just how I track it. Here's my healthcare. And this is what I did. This is what will happen at the start of next month. And this will give me more than enough. Oh, I'm sorry. I keep getting out of frame. I'm sorry. This should be more than enough for eyeglasses. And whatever's remaining, I'm going to keep in the healthcare sink because I know that I have these extra healthcare expenses that are going on right now. All right. Um, So this is the balance. I don't think I've had, more than $1,000 in my savings account in a long time. Because typically, guys, what would happen is I'd get $1,000 in there, and I'm like, I've got $1,000. Let me go see what I can buy with it. And that's what I would do. I'd say, hey, it's like I don't need all this money. Let's go buy something. Let me go get a TV. Let me go get a computer. Uh, but now I know that, okay, I've got this money here, but it actually belongs to something. It belongs to something that I know that I have coming up. And I think this is a better way to live than just throwing money into the saving account with no real thought about why it's there and why I should keep the balance. But now I know I do need to keep the balance. So I think that's a good change for me. All right. And this was helpful. Doing this little worksheet was kind of helpful to kind of scope out what I was going to do for the whole month and how much I would possibly be able to put towards the debt. And for the remaining, as mentioned, I did end up pushing over 93.97. And this is the Canva. I did requested the refund and got it right away. Incredible. I just you know, you guys know what I'm saying. It's like they didn't have to refund me because somewhere in there and all the stuff I was doing, I'm sure I agreed to pay that amount. And the fact that they did that and they did it so quickly is just incredible. Here is the U.S. Bank amount. So I went from 47.93 down to 33.93. So again, slowly just chipping off the amount and bringing it down. It is a very high priority, but again, I'm also trying to make it so that I don't have to charge anything. So putting money into the sinking funds, I think, is important and trying to balance this. I think this is so far it's been a good balance. And it's getting better because I wasn't contributing to sinking funds and then I was putting it on here because, it's like, how am I going to pay for this? So I think I'm getting this equilibrium and it'll just improve over time. All right, there's all my sinking fund amount. Here's the debt payment plan. And these are the amounts that I paid this month and how much the total I paid during the month. So, and that, again, I think I'm headed in the right direction. I don't, I don't feel bad about what I've done there. And then this was me, checking out. It's like, this is just, doing this every month is very painful right now, but hopefully things will get better. Hopefully they will. And then finally, this is just where we did this monthly budget breakdown, the inflow, how much debt I paid, and this is how I like to do it. And I've mentioned to you all the reason that I want to do this where these values for the budget category includes both charged amounts and checking or cash amounts. And the reason I want to do that is because I need to know exactly how much I'm spending, not how much I'm spending less the debt. Because the idea is I don't want to get into debt for all of these needs or wants. And just working it out so that I know exactly what I'm spending. So what I do is this includes everything, including how much I charged. Then what I do is I say, well, how much did I charge? And I say, this is my adjusted total. Um, and then the inflow minus the adjusted total gives the cash amount. And then I say, okay, well, how much debt did I pay? And then it balances out. And this makes sense to me because it gives me a clear picture of what I really spend, including the debt. And that's why I do it this way. For some of you, this may be too confusing, but for me, it works. Everybody has their kind of their own way of doing things, and I didn't really do the percentages right now because I just didn't feel like I needed it this month. And then, I just, I came reasonably close to my budget for food, and I didn't feel like I needed to break it down. So if you look, my food but was $3.70, so it was $30 under budget. Um, I spent more this month than I did last month, and I think it was because I did that no spend February, and this was supposed to be a low spend March, and I think overall it was low spend, but I did buy things at the Civic Center, and I think that's what the difference between February and March are, is because I purchased things at the Civic Center while I was there. The season is almost up. We have the final game tomorrow. We have a game tonight, and we have a game. You see, I went yesterday, and we have one tonight and one tomorrow. And then we go into the playoffs. So the playoffs start like the second week in April. They haven't announced the schedule yet, but I anticipate 4 games. That's what they've done for the last 3 years. There were 4 home games that, and I had to buy the tickets because they don't come with the season pass. But I'm really looking forward to that. They've not been playing consistently, so I don't think they're going to win the playoffs. They have won the playoffs before, but I'm excited about it. It'll be a lot of fun. And finally, this is my little calculator. And so what I've done is when I've realized I have some things that need to be adjusted, what I did was I came down here and I said, okay, well, what is it that I need to do? And I figured out, okay, well, in the next 6 months, I'm going to be purchasing these supplements. The total of that is this dollar. If I divide those 6 months divided by that dollar, it's roughly $5 a month. So for me, I'm saying to myself, okay, well, if I know those are coming up, every month I need to add $5 to healthcare, which is fine because I'm putting $50 in at the start of every month, and I'll just continue to use that as my healthcare sink. I added in the gym and the RX, and it's coming to $68 a month. So roughly that's how much I need to budget for healthcare every month. Additionally, I was budgeting $58. So it just needs to increase a little bit. Now, as far as the entertainment goes, what I did was I figured out what the tickets, I added all of the other things that typically come along with my entertainment, and I found I really didn't need to adjust my $250 entertainment budget at all. Uh, you know, during the playoffs, I might go over, but generally speaking, at least through, I guess at least through the end of the year, this 250 should be fine. And that's pretty much it for the end of March. Uh, doing some adjustments to account for some changes. I didn't, nothing was really off kilter this month. Everything was reasonably smooth. So, other than the few extra added expenses for healthcare, and of course losing a bunch of money in the stock market, yeah, I think things went okay. Um, so my next video will be the April setup. I've kind of got all that done, so I just need to process this one, get it posted, and then move on to the next video. I would like to thank the new subscribers. We have had several over the last week or so. I appreciate you guys joining in. I hope you continue to enjoy the streams. Happy to have feedback if you find something is not, clear to you or you want me to explain something more. Happy to do that. This is a journey I'm sharing so that I can also gain knowledge from you guys. I've had comments from subscribers saying, hey, if you do this, it might be a better idea. And I've taken it and done it. So just so you know, I'm here to share and hopefully learn from you as much as hopefully you're learning from me. Uh, so I will see you in the next video, which will either be this afternoon or tomorrow morning. Talk to you then.